All right, thank you for coming into this quick video about signs that you need new decking or perhaps new plywood. Okay, now we've been asked this for many, many years. Okay, and truthfully, there's really only a couple of sure ways to know if you do need any type of new plywood. Okay, now how much new plywood or new decking you're really never going to know until you totally take off all of your shingles. But let me tell you, in this video, we're going to spend about 3 or 4 minutes. I'm going to go through some signs that you can basically see by yourself whether or not you could expect to have put in new plywood. All right. Now, the first one is waviness of a roof. Okay. I'm going to show you an example of that in a moment. Okay. Other items you can look for. Do you have any major leaks inside your house? That's a good indication that the current decking is compromised. And I'm going to show you where to look, all right, to make it a little bit easier. Mold in your attic, all right, or mold on your roof. I'm going to show you some examples of mold on the roof in a moment, okay? But basically, it's going to look, um, greenish, most of the time blackish, really disgusting looking. Another great way to know if you know to find out if you have a need for uh, plywood would be a cushiony feeling on top of the house. Of course, you're not going to know this unless you walk on top of the house. Let's take a look at some examples. All right. But before I do that, I want you to understand something very, very, very important. All right. We are fully, fully transparent in what we do. Okay. When we prepare our estimates, we let people understand and know that, hey, listen, it might be a possibility that you do need some additional plywood. This is not something we are looking to do. It's not a ploy to upcharge you. As a matter of fact, we don't want to do boards. My crews hate to do it. It's time consuming, lugging up the big pieces of plywood up the ladder, ripping up the old rotted out decking. It's really, really a pain. We don't want to do it. But at the same token, I am not going to leave your home compromised. We do a professional job. We don't have one complaint about our company in 32 years. We will always do a professional job on every project we're on. Now, a couple of quick signs, and then I'm going to show you some homes. Okay. This is an example of waviness on the left. That's a telltale sign we need new plywood. This is another example. The mold I told you about. Mold eats away at the shingles, compromises the shingles, and therefore compromises all the underlayment, and of course the plywood. Now, how long that mold is there would be dependent as to whether or not it's already rotted away the plywood. So we're not going to know until we rip off the shingle, which is obviously the best course of action. Now, the good thing is, I'm going to show you some homes in a moment as an example. Good things is we use Owens Corning roofing component. It's a lot better material than it was many, many, many years ago. Even if the plywood is partially compromised, well, that's okay. We probably don't need to replace the board because the quality of roofing material we're using. So what we'll do is when we rip off the shingles, we'll take pictures of the ones that truly need to be replaced. Now let's take a look at a few photos. This is obviously a horrible situation. This person had a ton of leaks, let the leaks go on for on and on and on. And the total roof, we ended up replacing 10 different boards. Here's a situation, okay? You see a lot of rain. and wet spots here, okay? Worn down shingles, rain, and wet spots. But you know what? Could be that these boards are partially compromised. That's why it's not drying out, okay? So we got to take a look when we rip it off, how many boards we might need there, if any, if any. There's another photo. All right, moss growing. Not a lot of mold. All right, but look over here. Looks a little wavy, doesn't it? Could be that we need a board there. Don't know until we rip it off. Some things you want to look for all the time. Leaks in your house. Look at this particular roof. You see the stains? How the stains are coming down in lines? That's a great indication that this roof is cushiony and wavy. Turned out we were right. We had to replace all the boards on this part of the roof and all of them here. They had a ton of leaks right in here. Inside the house was ruined. Right? See this? See how the shingles are exposed? Well, then the boards rot out. There's no way around it. Okay? So the best course of action is if you're having any of these signs, right, plan on we're gonna need boards. Okay, most likely we're going to need board. How many we're not gonna know until we tear off. All right. I hope this was helpful. Have a great day.